Most people want to get started in investing, but they don't know how. I put together simple, practical, and step-by-step videos on how to get started. Watch this video series and contact me to kickstart your wealth. A lot of you may be saying, I'm already saving my money in a savings account. I'm doing fine. So why should I watch your videos? If you're saving money in the bank, you're actually losing money. Banks sometimes pays less than 1%, and you have to beat inflation or the cost of rising prices, which is anywhere from 2% to 4% or more. So let's take a look at some typical savings rate. But if you put your money in a money market fund, you could be making close to 5%. Let's take a look at some typical money market returns. And if you put your money in today in the money market, you can take the money out tomorrow. It's very fluid. I'm not a fan of CDs or certificate of deposits because they hold on to your money for a certain amount of time, and if you take it out early, you have to pay a penalty. I personally like the flexibility of a money market fund, and sometimes it pays the same as a CD. And the whole point of this video series is to kickstart your wealth, and you can't do that in a regular savings account. Let's take a look at the Bank of America savings account. So the savings account offers 0.01%. And if you put in more money, they barely increase that amount to 0.04%. So I know we can do a lot better than this, but let's double check the Bank of America website just to be sure that this search result is accurate. So here's the Bank of America website. Their savings account is paying 0.01%. And the whole point of this is to kickstart our wealth. And we're not going to kickstart our wealth by putting our money in something that returns 0.01%, especially when inflation is definitely much higher than this. So I've done a search for Schwab money market funds. And money market funds, you can put money in today, take it out tomorrow. It is very fluid, and it's paying 4% or higher in some cases. And let's go to the Schwab website just to confirm that the search results are correct. So we're at the Schwab website. SWVXS is paying 4.14. This is actually where I put my money, money that I want to park because I need to pay bills and have an emergency fund between 3 and 6 months, which we'll talk about in the next episode. This is where I put my money to earn 4%. Now you can see minimum initial investment, it says 0, but what that really means is you could put $1 in here and that dollar will earn 4.14%. You could put in $1, $5, $1,000, $10,000, whatever is your emergency fund, you're going to be earning 4% on this or higher versus the Bank of America savings rate, which we just saw at 0.01%. I mean, 0.01% is ridiculous. So if you have money that is your emergency money that you need to park somewhere, for instance, you might be buying a car, you might be buying a house, or you just want to have that extra cash reserve in case something happens, I would definitely, I think the rate on this money market is obviously better at 4% versus 0.01%. Now, we talked earlier about CDs or certificate of deposits. So a CD will lock in your money for 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, whatever your term is on that CD. But because it locks you in, you're also guaranteed that rate of 4.20 for 6 months. Now, the money market fund doesn't really fluctuate that much. So for instance, 6 months ago, the money market fund was paying 4.75 or 5%. It's now, as we saw, 4.6, I think. It doesn't fluctuate that much, but there's no guarantee that, that 3 to 6 months of cash that you put in the money market will stay at that rate. So that's why people buy CDs. Now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing 6 months, a year, or 5 years from now. I need my money a lot more liquid than that. So I'm willing to take a little bit less to be more fluid. But, 4.2 versus what we just saw at 4.14, that's a small amount to pay in my, for me, to be able to be as fluid as possible. And the whole name of the game here is to kickstart our wealth, whether that's $1 or $5, 5,000, etc., is to try to make as much money with the existing money that we have. A lot of people want to get started with investing, but they don't know how, or they just need a little hand-holding. There's a lot of misinformation out there. or they don't give you real tips on how to get started. Kickstart My Wealth gives you practical, real tips from across various financial sources so you can get started on the right foot. You can schedule time with me in 15-minute increments for as little as $25. Let's take a look at where you are, and we'll make it a working session to kickstart your wealth today.